Welcome back to the 31st Irish Open. And we're into final step 1, Group 1. And the names on the list include John Stubbsy Bang, Stephen Joyce, Barry Foley, Patrick Mika, Graham Turner, Edwin Van Arley, Hadley Morgan, Simon Sheppers, Scott Walmsley, James Wigmore, Glenn Richardson, Anthony Simonson, Nicole Sanders, Timo Pukkisto, Laurie Sipila, Tora Torgerson, Owen Lebioda, Greta Fosside, Christopher Sloan, Frank Selvag, Chris Matthews, Peter Stevenson, James Footner, Colm Cloak, Lee Cocker, Grant Duggan and Ollie Pekapajari. And on your featured pair we have Nicole Sanders, Timo Pukkisto and Laurie Sipila.
Massive queue, so I couldn't do it. I've still got Desperado written on here. How do I change it? It's in Dutch. Stood there down 5 minutes and I couldn't get a bottle.
Get selected, and then wait out, and then you can wait.
Right, okay. Cheers, thanks, mate.
Right, we're back. We're into final step 1, group 1. And your featured pair, Nicole Sanders, Laurie Sippler and Timo Pukkisto. 4 games. Final step 1, 54 athletes will play 4 games, starting from scratch. Players positioned 1 to 28 are qualified for the final step 2. Players positioned 29 to 54 will be ranked 37 to 62 according to their position in final step 1. So we've got a 2-part final. Step 1, group 1 and group 2. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Welcome to Roger Norbuck, Leanne Wardle, Ron Hurt, Kyriakos Kyriakou, Bruno Bidoni, Aaron Foley, Billy Gill, Cass Edwards, Owen McLaughlin, Eric Van Sabben, Craig Wilson, Nicole Sanders, logged in but she's playing, Steve Cannell, Finny Banks, Rosemary Staudinger, Bill Bullock, Lorraine Mayland, Daniel Mohammed, Dazzy McLaughlin, Frank Selvag. He's also on the lanes. He likes to check in. Baron Wilkins. Ryan Christopher Wagner says, I'm back and ready for more awesome bowling. Craigie Faris, Simonson still spanking the plastic dom. I'll let you know in a minute. The plastic ball is on the ball return, I believe. He's on 7 and 8 though, to the left of your screen, so you should see him come into play. Hi Dom, how is Patrick doing? No idea at the minute, mate. He's out of view. He's down on 3 and 4 at the moment. Welcome back to John Wells. Welcome back to Jerry Barrett. Please spread the web address far and wide. We're into Saturday night, so we should get a few watchers. Got quite a lot watching on YouTube and an equal number on Facebook at the moment. My name's Dom Gall from TalkTemping.net. And I'm on my own at the moment. But there's a big sizable crowd behind me, so I might be able to pull somebody in to do a little bit of commentary with me. All the best players are on the lanes at the moment. So a reminder, if you've just joined us, of the players in this final step group 1. John Stubbsy Bang, Stephen Joyce, Barry Foley, Patrick Meeker, Graham Turner, Edwin Van Arley, Hadley Morgan, Simon Shepherd, Scott Walmsley, James Wigmore, Glenn Richardson, Anthony Simonson, Nicole Sanders, Timo Pukkisto, Laurie Sippler, Tola Torgerson, Owen Lebioda, Greta Faside, Chris Sloan, Frank Selvag, Chris Matthews, Peter Stevenson, James Footner, Com Cloak, Lee Cocker, Grant Duggan and Ollie Pekka Pajari. So the top 28 over this block and the next block will make it through into the next round. Double spare, triple spare for Patrick. He's just wandered down this end. Double and then a spare, and then a turkey and a spare. Nicole Sanders, 4 in a row. Defending champion. The other defending champion on the lane next to her, Anthony Simonson. We'll have a look now if he's rocking the plastic or not. Yep, he's playing the plastic. And ripping it up. Front 7 already. The kid's different gravy. But if it looks like he's going to bowl a 300, we'll spin the camera around. But you'll see him on 7 and 8, just to the left of our featured pair. And Laurie Sippola with 114 in the 6th. Timu Pukisto 119 in the 5th. With a spare working. Hi Dom, can we see the live scoring? There isn't any live scoring, sadly, Jerry. They've got the boss system, but it's they're doing the scores by hand at the back. They will go on the website first, I believe. But yep, no live scoring until we get a new scoring system here. Ryan Christopher Wagner says, go Anthony Simonson. Simo can't handle reactive. Reactive can't handle Simo, I think's the answer. Frank Selvag, nobody clapping for me. Can we fix that? Maybe put some cheering on the speakers. Tell you what we can do, Frank. Get off your phone and concentrate on this block. That's what you want to be doing, son. Never mind getting on Facebook while you're playing this block. Get playing and make it to the next round. Because you only got yourself to blame if you don't make it through then, because you were on Facebook. How's that for an answer? Kids nowadays. So Simonson looking for 8 in a row. Didn't have to look too far. All these players spending lots of money on reactive balls, and there's Simonson there just whacking plastic down and beating all of them. So front 8 for Anthony Simonson. Get this web address shared, please, across the house. Get it on the PBA if you can, and all the other ones. Some of them might want to watch their man Anthony Simonson shoot a 300 in Ireland. Front 8. Nicole Sanders, 58 in the 4th, and she's got 5 in a row. Timu Pukisto going well, 139 in the 6th with a double working. Joe O'Reilly, put him in his place there, Dom. I don't mind players logging in and kind of watching back a shot that they might have just played, but concentrate on your bowling, boys and girls. So I think it's time to jinx Anthony Simonson. I'm sorry, Anthony, but let's put the camera on you so that people can see a possible 300. Ah, there you go, jinx. It's that easy. All you got to do is put camera on somebody. Sorry, Anthony. Marco Landman's joined us. Welcome, Marco. Paul Upton, what you mean? What you mean? Facebook's no, Facebook stream's still going. I'm watching it. Just yeah, it's still on. It's still on. Let me just refresh. We're still live on YouTube and Facebook. Ah, right, okay. Paul Upton, that wasn't. That was me. Wasn't for you. No problem. And Teresa Portman says, yes, she's still on. Thank you, Lisa. Teresa, sorry. Robert Phillips is back. Hi, Robert. Just coming into the end of this first game. Anthony Simonson. He's going to shoot about a 269. Oh no, he's left a 10 pin again. Nicole Sanders, the defending female champion. Another 2 strikes for 246. Give her 250, 246, give her 254 with ladies bonus. Everybody saw that messenger, Frank. We told you to get on with your bowling. Get your earphones on, you'll hear me. Welcome back to Brandon Roberts and Sam Rose. Nicole adds another one, so she's going to shoot 240 plus. Anthony Simonson's going to shoot a 268 with a strike here. Oh, and he played a reactive ball then and struck. Ryan Christopher Wagner. Oh, come on, why did you have to jinx him? I can't help it. I mean, we're here to live stream, so if anything happens, you've got to put camera on them, but every time you do it, it just doesn't happen. Yep, Selwyn's at the back with his gobble noise. Big strike for Glenn Richardson as he hits 3 in a row, 101 in the 7th, so he needs to sheet it for a 191. You could probably get away with at least a 190, 200 in your first game, but you're going to have to go somewhere in the next 3 if you want to make the next round. Good luck, Glenn, says Manel Hannon. Laurie Sippola finishes with a 200 game. Nicole Sanders with a 246. And Timu Pukisto will finish us off very shortly. Keep your comments coming in. As we hit the final steps, who do you think is going to win from the list? Get yourself off to 10pinbowling.ie and select the Irish Open tab and results to see who's still in the field and who's doing what. Who made the final steps? Who came through from the Desperado? I can tell you that now. That was Karen Salamar with a 257. Tom Byrne, the defending senior champion, with a 244. Heart went out to Aidan Byrne, who bowled a 232, was just knocked out by Gustaf Bjornsson from Iceland with 237. How's Pete getting on? Pistol Pete? Don't know at the moment. My apologies. We'll try and get some scores towards the end so that you all know who bowled what in this block. I'm on my own at the moment, so I'll have to get my running shoes on at some point. So into game 2. It shouldn't take too long this this step. So Anthony Simonson is that the phase he's got, and the spare ball are the two that he's selected and taking down to the next pair. He's down on 11 and 12 now, so to the right of your screen you see him coming into play. We've got Scott Walmsley, Hadley Morgan and Simon Sheppers on the featured pair now. And the next game I think we're going to get Barry Foley, and I'm not sure of the other two just yet, can't quite see them. Come on Nicole, says Gerrit Lagerward. Adam Cairns has joined us. Welcome Adam, and congratulations on your selection for England again. World Youth Champion, and features in the UK Temping database, which will be released early this week. We're going to release the top 20 tomorrow and let you know the winner of the competition and announce the prize. Got a special prize coming. All will be revealed. And then about Wednesday next week, we're going to release the full database. Hadley Morgan then starts with a spare. Scott Walmsley opens up with a strike. Good luck Hadley, says Manuel Hannon. Joe Macaulay. Hi all, good afternoon from Colorado. It's 2:24 p.m. Ryan Christopher Wagner. My guess is Simonson will be in the final. It's a fair guess. Simon Sheppers opens up with a 8 count. Marco Landman, hey Dom, how are the Dutch on the lanes? Doing okay. We've got quite a few Dutchies still in the tournament, Marco. We've got Scott Walmsley on the featured pair at the minute, as you can see. We've just had Nicole Sanders on. Edwin van Aale, he's Dutchy, isn't he? He's on there. And I think that's it for Dutch in this particular section of the final step 1, Group 1. Group 2 to come at 11:15. Oh, stop it, I'm yawning. Been a long day. Been here since 8 o'clock this morning. I'm going to be here till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Good job, I like bowling. Jesse Alcontes, welcome. Joe O'Reilly, any updates on Graham Turner? Not yet, sir. But he's coming on the featured pair on the next game, game 3. He's just starting game 2 and he's left a split. You just joined us, you're watching the 31st Irish Open, live from Dublin, Ireland. Thank you very much to our main sponsor, Storm, 900 Global and 3G Shoes. 4th year of sponsorship from Storm, and joined now by 900 Global and 3G Shoes. Yeah, big strike for my streaming partner, Simon. Spare strike. He's been pretty good on the TV pair so far. Hadley Morgan then with a spare and an open frame. Scott Walmsley with a strike spare. Manuel there says, Dominic, have Irish coffee. Can't stand coffee. I never like the taste of it. I like the smell. Don't like the taste. Hadley Morgan in the pocket, leaves a single pin. And Patrick Mika is in the house now on 7 and 8. And he started with a couple of spares. Welcome to Diana Martman. Obink. Glenn Richardson opens up with a double in this second game. Anthony Simonson with a strike spare. Scott Walmsley with another spare. Strike, 2 spares. Simon Shepherd now looking for a spare, a strike, and another strike. Harry Clinton, hello from Brisbane, Australia. Good luck to all the bowlers in the finals. Thanks, Harry. And thanks for tuning in all the way down there. Always down under, mate. Graham Turner with a double, front 2. Patrick Mika picks up a 10 pin. So Anthony Simonson, strike, 9 spare, strike. 260 odd first game. And a split and open for Simon Sheppers, unfortunately. For you Simon Sheppers fans. Edwin Van Aale opens up with front 3. Hadley Morgan leaves a 7 and picks it up. Now, we're not seeing any massive scores on the TV lanes at the moment. Graham Turner front 3. Edwin Van Aale front 3. Yeah, Chris Thorogood can hear Selwyn at the back. Simon a little bit wide there. Barry Foley in the pocket for a strike. Down on 5 and 6. He will be on the featured pair in the next game, together with Graham Turner and John Stubbsy Bang, I think it is. Anthony Simonson on 280 pace. Strike, 9 spare double. Flown in especially for this event and to defend his title, which is really cool to see. I think if he wins it again, he's going to have to come back next year and try and go for the 3 in a row. Nobody's ever done that. Certainly not in the male division. Through the face for Scott Walmsley, and he's rewarded with a split. Right, back again. Hadley Morgan then with a double in frames 5 and 6, 64 in the fourth. He's the pick of the players at the minute. They're all struggling on that featured pair. Welcome to David Granger, that's just joined the chat. Graham Turner now on the front 6 on 7 and 8. I think I'm going to struggle tomorrow. I feel like I'm coming down with a sore throat. I think I've been talking too much. We'll see how I am tomorrow. James Wigmore starting to strike now after a shaky start. Anthony Simonson slowed down, strike, spare, double, and a couple of spares. But for a reminder of people, if you've just arrived, people in this squad include John Stubbsy Bang, Stephen Joyce, Barry Foley, Patrick Meeker, Graham Turner, Edwin Van Ale, Hadley Morgan, Simon Shepherd, Scott Walmsley, James Wigmore, Glenn Richardson, Anthony Simonson, Nicole Sanders, Timo Putkisto, Laurie Sippler, Tora Torgerson, Owen Lebioda, Greta Forsyth, Christopher Sloan, Frank Selvag, Chris Matthews, Peter Stevenson, James Footner, Com Cloak, Lee Cocker, Grant Duggan, and Ollie Pekka Pajari. I'll struggle to get all the scores from this block, so what you're going to have to do is keep watching the scores, the official scores, after this block finishes, for as soon as they get released up there. I might get a rough idea of one or two of the top players, but it's going to be impossible to get a full list. Still doing the scores manually by hand at the back and putting them online, so I don't get fed any scores unless I run down the lanes to get them, and we don't have a junior in the house that can do that for me. Welcome to Adam Michaels. Hi Mixie. Could have done with you at the moment to commentate, but you probably would have been in the block anyway. In fact, you would have been this week, Adam. You should have come. The lefties are doing okay. Well, some of them anyway. And you might find this one funny, Adam. Every time Mick Stampy comes into, not Mick, what's his name, Stampy? Tim Stampy, every time he comes into the chart I keep going, Tim Stampy, 710! Graham Turner then. Blinks, leaves a single pin after the front 6. Yeah, Adam Michael says, ha ha ha, easy on the left. Yeah, Flying Scotsman, Stephen Gill and Paul Moore looking really good on the left at the minute. Both of them made it into the top 8. So don't need to play tonight. Hadley Morgan then, frame 7, 120 in the 7th, strike in the 8th, and looking for a double in the 9th. And gets it. Scott Walmsley after a shaky game, 105 in the 6th, and now with a double in frames 7 and 8. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Come on, Hadley Morgan, says Ashley Newton. Hello, hello. Simon Shepherd starting to strike now, also after a shaky start. 77 in the 5th, and he's got 3 on the bounce. Adam Michael, sorry I didn't come, dude. Don't think I'll be there next year either. Saving for a trip to Vegas. Fair enough. Which event? Going to play World Series of Bowling. Oh, you're going to US Open again. Oh, what, US Masters or Open you played? I can't. It was a Masters, wasn't it? Was it? Can't remember. Slept since then. Anthony Simonson, not as hot as he has been. 145 in the 7th with a strike in the 8th. And looks like he's changed from plastic to reactive, gone a little bit deeper, and he's back in the pocket for a Barney Rubble. Vegas, not an event, Ashley's birthday. Oh, I'll take her somewhere better than Vegas then, mate. Should be on a nice beach somewhere. Yeah, USBC Masters it was. Well, tried to play anyway. An experience either way, innit? One off the bucket list that you played the USBC Masters. Graham Turner then on 207 in the 8th with a strike in the 9th, so he can tap out for a 267. So for you Graham Turner fans, your boy doing good. How is Glenn Richardson doing? He's doing all right. I'm not sure what he had first game, but he's had a double 9 spare turkey. 138 in the 6th with a turkey up on the board, so 168 in the 7th. Scott Walmsley strikes again. One of the squad winners this week, Scott Walmsley. Again, I don't think I'll be getting a squad winner in the booth tonight. The next time we have somebody in the studio will probably be just either a guest or the actual eventual winners. How's James Futner doing? Again, down the other side of the house, so can't tell you at the minute. I do apologise. It's one thing we need in Stillorgan is online scoring. But then if you had online scoring, you wouldn't need me. Or you wouldn't need the streamer. Simon and I's last year streaming this event. So our final day tomorrow. The event, of course, is continuing. The date is already set for next year, 2020. Get yourself to the Irish Open Facebook page to find out details. Get your entries in early. Be another bumpy year next year. And looks like we got Stephen Joyce on next, Barry Foley, and John Stubbsy Bang. Can Barry Foley become the only Irishman to win this event again? I was just chatting with Barry earlier. He thinks he's coming to the end of his career now. Just not enjoying it as much as he used to, and I think another Irish Open win would certainly be a great send-off to a solid career in Ireland. Oh, Simon. Didn't really matter too much, but 214. Hadley Morgan with a 175, so could be saying goodbye to Hadley soon. 214 for Scott Walmsley. Liam Cambridge, thank you. I thought someone must have had a turkey. I could hear Selwyn. Yeah, everybody can hear Selwyn. Could hear him at the other side of the Australia and America at the minute. They're all going, what's that noise? Hadley Morgan, hopefully you get a better show from whoever is on the pair next. Another one. Get off Facebook and bowl better. Come on, Adley, you can play, lad. And you're a lefty, and the lefties are doing okay in this event at the minute. Oh, that's not the worst of it, Mixie. Adley's just logged in at the end. We've got Frank Selvag tweeting while he's actually playing, asking for people to cheer for him. Like, get off Facebook and bowl properly, and then somebody will cheer for you. Good shooting, GT, says Joe O'Reilly. I think I owe a public apology to Hadley Morgan and the England boys this year, because I gave the water, yeah. I gave the team management a bit of grief at the championships recently, World Championships. So they weren't sending any photographs, and I think the team got. I don't know if they got upset. It wasn't certainly one aimed at the team. It was. The management setup weren't getting any information, so how can you support your team if you're not hearing anything or getting any cool photographs? Phil Scannell Jr., hello. Maria Gilderoy, need to confiscate their phones like the old YBC days. We were speaking to Barry actually in the previous block, and he had a little bit of a rant and moan about it, and I think the guy's quite correct. You know, there's too much of this on your phone all the time. You see it when you go to a restaurant or something and everybody's sat having a meal and nobody's actually talking to everybody. They're all just on Facebook messaging each other. But yeah, when you're on the lanes, you know, just concentrate on the game. Get on with it. It's all right listening to a bit of music, that's not too bad. Kind of relaxation and stuff, but you know, take your shot when you're supposed to take your shot and don't have anybody waiting for you. Kim Richardson, what was Glenn Richardson's last score, please? I said it and I've forgotten it now. I do apologise, Kim. He was doing all right though, he was having a good game that game. I'm not sure what he had first game, but that second game was over 2. Welcome to Craig Barrett. Just missed out today. Adam Michaels, we were charging for photos because we so pretty. We just the initial photographs, we got a kind of selfie looking shot from the Scots, we got like a proper one from the other Home Nation team, and then we got like somebody that had just sneaked in at centre and got a photograph from afar for the England team. How's Grant Dugan doing? I wish I could help you guys. I can only see what I can see, and until they come down our way, I'm no use to you. Sarah J, Kate Foley, big shout out to Nese Cullen and Aaron Foley. Yeah, Aaron's been watching quite a bit this weekend. Keeps logging in. Hi Aaron. Hope you're well. So Barry on a spare strike on this featured pair. Stephen Joyce strike in a 9 count. And John Stubbsy Bang with a strike and spare. Ollie Pekka-Bajari with an open frame and a strike. Lee Cocker has come into play now with a strike spare. Grant Duggan has come into play. He's just had an open frame on lane 7. But when he comes up, I'll shout him over and ask him what he's had. Adam Michaels, keep up the good work, Dom. See you later. Thanks for tuning in, Adam. Hope to see you in the final tomorrow. Barry comes up heavy, leaves 2 in the corner. Grant Duggan on lane 8 now. Looking to come back from an open frame in the first frame. Send a bit of love out to Ryan Press, that we've heard he's really sick with flu this week. Not man flu, just proper real flu, I'm hearing. He's been in bed since Tuesday, so hope you feel well soon, Ryan. Mike Quarry and Glenn Richardson have joined us. Mike Quarry, one of the 20 best players of all time in the UK, I might add. We'll be releasing the top 20 in the correct order tomorrow, just before the Irish Open final. And we'll be naming the top 4 of all time for the competition and letting you know who's won and what the mystery prize was. I'm surprised I've kept it a secret. I'm rubbish at secrets. It's not like a car or anything, don't get excited. But it's a cool prize. I was looking for something reasonably special, something like a one-off that David Granger liked the idea of giving a bowling ball away, but I didn't. I wanted something more special than a bowling ball. And no, it's not a trip to Disney. Evening, Dom, says Mike Quarry. Evening, sir. And thanks for your support last week on my own personal page when we had somebody moaning about the database before it had even been released. But then I had a couple of people say, was it so-and-so? Without even knowing. They knew who it was. Is it the ball's front of house software that prevents live scoring? Tried in the past to get some info on it from both Cubica AMF and Brunswick with no success. This day and age it shouldn't be hard to have. I just think some of the older systems didn't have the capacity or the availability of live scoring. They've got a very old Boss system in Stillorgan. Monitors still look great, you know, there's no burnout on the monitors or anything. Old CRT monitors, whatever you call them. The old school ones, they're not flat screens or anything. And welcome to Timmy Mack. Paul Moore's joined, and Oyvind Kulseng. It's not looking like we're going to be able to do the live chat with Timmy after all. We needed a monitor, and nobody's got a spare monitor that we could use, so I feel really bad, but we wanted to do a live Skype chat with Timmy Mack because we miss him, and he's usually in Ireland. But get well, Timmy. I'm sure we'll see you in our shores again. And you've got to get fit now anyway for the Weber Cup, because you know more about it than anybody. If you're not doing commentary on the Weber Cup in America, there's something wrong. And Timmy Mack says, keep doing a great job, guys. Trying my best, he says. We got to meet Papa Smurf today. Bill Chrisman's in the house, or was earlier. He'll be in again tomorrow, and I think he's probably going to be giving the winner the trophy this year, which will be quite special for the person who wins. But yeah, bought him a flat cap as a thank you for the sponsorship that he and Storm give the UK Tenpin Hall of Fame. Turns out it was a little bit small, so I'm going to have to get him a bigger one and send it over. I know Bill likes to wear flat caps, so that's what we got him as a thank you. And then Barbara, we got her some Yorkshire tea, some Scottish shortbread, and some chocolates from Thornton. Yeah, Timmy Mack says Bill and Barb will be there for the finals. I'm going to try and get Bill on the commentary. I want him to announce the top 4 UK Tenpin Hall of Fame best players of all time. It would be an honour if we could get Bill to do it. Best owners in the business, says Timmy. Hey, don't sell yourself short though. You've been the best boy of the company. Would Storm be as widely known if it weren't for Timmy Mack in the Asian and world regions, ripping it up and winning everything? Phil Scammell Jr., those were the days. Tim and my dad in the Weber Cup. Hello, Tim. Says Scammell Jr. Mike Quarry, what's your plans for TT coverage of the Weber Cup from Vegas, Dom? Well, I'm sitting by my phone waiting for Matchroom or somebody to say, Dom, would you like to go to Vegas? And I'll go, oh, thank you, I'd love to. But no, I'll be sat at home watching it on bootleg TV somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be shown yet or anything. Is it probably be going on Flow Bowling, or is it going to be on Fox, or I've not heard any. Is it going to be on Sky still? I really don't know at the minute. But I'll be in England watching it and just reporting it from home, I think. Or if they want, they can say, Dom, do you want to come and do some commentary on Weber Cup in America? And I'll go, yeah, good one. Like America would understand what I'm saying. Live on Sky. Oh, well, there you go, Timmy. If it's still live on Sky. Pretty sure he says. Mike Corey says, Tim is the trailblazer for all the young bucks, end of. Without Timmy, world bowling doesn't look like it does today. I'll second that. And Timmy, you've still got to get that list down of everything you've ever won. I know it'll be a brick for you to do it, because you've won that much. Give it a try though, mate, because I think America need to see your list of wins. I don't think they realise just how good you were. It's weird, isn't it, that all the PBA players in the world are not as popular as Timmy Mack around the world, if you know what I mean. They've all got the favourites, but Timmy's right up there. And Q, Timmy says, Q, thanks my man, blessed to have a great friend and guys like you. Yeah, write it down, Timmy, and get it over. Do it for yourself more than anything. You know, I think when you actually sit down and realise what you've done yourself, you'll appreciate your own career. We certainly will. I want to see what you've done. I've only got an inkling of most of the things you've done. So we're coming up to the 7th frame. Stephen Joyce on 48 in the 3rd with 3 in a row on the card now. Barry Foley not having the best of games. I'm not sure what he had in his first game, but pressure beginning to come now. If anybody's not had a good first 2 games, it's he playing chasing. 107 in the 6th. You just can't catch a double at the minute, Barry. And it might just because it's the TV pair. The TV pair don't seem to be playing very high at the minute. Yeah, British Open, London International, World Tenpin Masters, just to name 3. And then the 20 million of them that you won in Asia. I remember you coming to Leeds to the Scott Banks around about, what is it, 2000, 2001, and did the TV show there. I actually missed that. I was still, Scott was a really good friend of mine. I was still upset. I couldn't bear to be down there, so I didn't get a chance to meet you that time, Tim. I think it was about 2001 before or 2002 before I had the guts to go back down to Leeds Bowl. Welcome to Danny Hopcroft. Nice to see you back on the lanes again. And Mark Hutton. Nice to see you in Ireland, Mr. Scotsman, sir. Dom, can you tell me the scores of Starfish? Says Paul Meeker. He's down the bottom end now. No, I'm afraid I can't. I'm short-sighted on the best of days, but can't see the small scores on these monitors. Sorry about that. Yeah, Timmy Mack about the Scott Banks tournament in Leeds years ago. Great times, the Skins game. Amazing time for an amazing cause. Was a great crowd and environment. How many bowlers will make this cut? Asked Timmy. So final step 1, 54 athletes will play 4 games, starting from scratch. Players positioned 1 to 28 are qualified for the final step 2, and players positioned 29 to 54 will be ranked 37 to 62 according to their position in the final step 1. And I didn't read that from the entry form, honest. Brian Michael, Coach Michael, has just turned up. Yeah, question for you lot in Weber Cup land and out in the world. Would you make it back to 5 players if you had a chance? I know they're going to keep it at 4 again, but would you take it back to 5? Or have a non-playing captain, i.e. Timmy? But then again, you've got Chris Barnes as captain now. But I think we're going to see a lot of young blood in the future. I mean, some of these older players are hanging on a little bit, especially when America's got a wealth of young talent. Jacob Buttroff, Andrew Anderson, to name but 2. 5 players, says Timmy Mack, 100%. How's the defending champion doing? He's doing really well. He opened up with a 260. I think he had about a low 2 second game. He's been throwing plastic all week, Timmy. He's throwing plastic again. Well, that was for attempting, but he's been bowling plastic all week with the first ball, and he about 1360 or 1380 was his score. Barry Foley coming back now with a double, 127 in the 7th with a double working. Stephen Joyce is flying, strike 9 spare, 9 miss, 5 in a row. Yeah, Timmy Mack says I think Buttroff will probably qualify as the top spot at the moment, but a long way to go. I think the European team's going to be not far off what it usually is. It's probably going to be Dom, Stu, Jesper and another. Martin's been solid in the Weber Cup, but you've got Richie T's coming up now and Thomas Larsson, to name a couple there. And there's other Swedes besides Martin that could do a good job for Europe. Tim Moxley Foley was in the finals last year, correct? Yeah. Mr. Foley against Mr. Simonson, it was last year. Could we see a return match of that one? That'd be interesting. Craig Barrett, Dad commentating part 2. Any chances? You never know, but unlikely. He was only really kind of commentating on you because I don't know now about you. I just know you're Don Barrett's secret brother. Dom, Jesper, Stewie. Let's see what happens as Jesper is leading the points to start with, yeah. I can't see the Europeans not having Jesper in the side anyway. And could we have 3 English in there? Is that too many English? Especially after Brexit. Are we going to get any in the team? Dom, who would be your dream final match if you had a choice of the Irish Open? You mean people that are playing this year? I'd like to see Rob Thirlby in the final. And I think for Rob, I'd like to see Rob maybe beat a PBA Pro, so probably Anthony Simonson. Thirlby and Simonson final would be good. But I'd also like to see the Scotsman Stephen Gill win a title, because he's a really good player, and Scotland need that. They need a player to start winning things and inspire the rest of the country. Same with James Footner from Wales or Grant Duggan from Northern Ireland, but actually Stephen Gill out of all those ones is by far the best. Yeah, people playing this year. And then people that aren't there. Oh, there. Oh. Timmy Mack against Tora Torgerson in the final. Because I do like Tora. I like the fact that he won it in 96 and then 21 years later he wins it again in 2017, and he just shows that age is no barrier. And he's fit as a butcher's dog, and he doesn't look 50. Yeah, Timmy Mack saying Gill was great in the singles of the World Championships in Hong Kong, just missed out. 5th, I think he was in the end. Would have been Scotland's best ever result in a major championship. Yeah, I would love it. TT is a special man. Sam Rose, another one to be added to Thirlby's ever-growing PBA resume. Has he beaten a few now? Well, they don't give the Brunswick Euro Challenge titles away, do they? And he's a winner of that. Nobody can take that away from him. He would have won a lot more in Europe had he played a lot more, I think, would Rob Thirlby. But he's back now. He's looking thinner than ever. And Richie Teese's dad, Mo Teese, says he looks like Abraham Lincoln with that beard. We just need to put a top hat on him. Timmy says ran 6, 13, 40, missed by 9 pins. I believe. Tell Rob to have a steak. So 224 for John Stubbsy Bang, 196 for Barry Foley, and Stephen Joyce with a 212. And we'll find out in a moment who's on the featured pair in the next match. Like James Footner's on his way down. James Footlong. Joe O'Reilly. A. Foley versus Tim Mack final would be fireworks. I don't know, I think every match I ever saw Timmy Mack was, he threw everything into every shot, didn't he? He always entertained the crowd at the Weber Cup, and he never left anything on the lanes. It was all out there. Timmy Mack, I would just love to bowl again. Foley, Tora, anyone. You get fit, mate. That big scar on your leg, you get that healed and hope that the operation you had worked okay. And quality of life, basically, isn't it? Having good quality of life in the future. You were an American footballer as a kid, and then you bowled for forever. So your body took a hammer in, that's for sure. Yeah, I need a miracle to bowl again, he says, after this surgery, but I believe in miracles. You deserve one. Peter Stevenson, Combe Cloak, and James Footlong in the next match. Footner in the next game now on 9 and 10. James Footner surprised himself earlier on in the week by bowling a big set to make it into this Group 1 part of the final. Sam Rose, Timmy Mack legend. Get back to Stillorgan, Tim. It's your round at Boland's, says Joe O'Reilly. Paul Delaney versus Timmy Mack. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Paul Delaney when he was super brilliant, and Timmy Mack when he was super brilliant. That would be the match of all matches. Paul Delaney, of course, reasonably short career in the UK, but he's in the top 20 UK players of all time, which will be released in order tomorrow. Hopefully going to get Bill Chrisman to announce the top 4. We've been running a competition this week to name the top 4 bowlers of all time. Some amazing names on a list that we released earlier on in the week. You like to see your Don Barretts and Zara Giles. Mike Quarrier was on it. Joe Cundy, Lisa John, Stu Williams, Paul Moore. Oh, I'll stop now because there's just too many of them. Timmy Mack says Paulie D, unreal talent. Good luck, Peter, says Manel. Yeah, the original super kid was Paul Delaney, wasn't he? He was beating the adults at 15. What would he have been like if he'd have gone on the Pro Tour? Yeah, you're right there, Tim. Talent in the UK has been special for years, and you can kind of chart it now because we've done the history of it and we've got all the results now. You can chart it from about the early 2000s, and it all roundabout started with a crop of players that came through, including Kirsten, Zara, Lisa John, Joe Cundy, Nikki Harvey, and on the men's side you had Paul Carter, Paul Delaney, and then later on, well, Paul Moore, of course, came through. He made it possible, really, for a lot of English people to believe that it was possible to do it in Europe and the world. So we had Stu and Dom come through. Yeah, European silver at 13 or 14, I think, in the singles, yeah. You'll see from his list, actually, Timmy, what he won. But it looks from about 2000 to nowadays is where we've won the most. You'll be able to see how many goals we've won in that time compared to the 80s and 70s. We weren't as many tournaments in the 60s and 70s in the UK, obviously. And the 70s and 80s, it kind of it petered off a little bit as there were a bit of a boom and bust. And then early 90s through to the present days when our UK players have got really good. But you'll see from the database, you'll be able to get into it, and for you statos, it'll be an interesting read. Daz Hall says Super Mac will be back. Paul Moore could end up winning this. He's won it 3 times already and he's looking hot this year. I don't know if you already know Timmy, you might have seen the Facebook post, but he's going to be a daddy. They announced, like you do on Facebook yesterday, that Charisse and Paul are expecting around about July this year. Mark Moore says best of luck, Combe Cloak. So we might run a competition on Talk Temping to name Paul's child. I want to call it Dominic Moore. That'd be cool. Or we could call it Let's Have. You did congrats to Cherise and Paul, you did know, yeah. Nick Frogger, another class act, yep, also in the top 20 of all time. A winner of this event. So Pistol Pete Stevenson opens up with front 3, Combe Cloak with a spare strike and 9 count. James Footner with a spare and a strike. So yep, tomorrow big reveal, we'll name the top 4 of all time in the male and female. Hopefully Bill Chrisman will do that for us. And then we'll announce the competition winner and the mystery prize. And at the same time we'll be releasing the top 20 in correct order. And then Wednesday next week, we've delayed it another few days because we're still adding results. But we've got over 800 people in the UK database now. And we've got every single medal that's ever been won. Pretty much everything that's ever been won. Good luck, Pistol, says Paul Watson. But yeah, the top 4 men of all time, what would that be? And the top 4 females of all time, what would that be in the UK? You consider the likes of Pauline Buck and Gina Wardle, Phil Scammell, Brian Michael, Jerry Bugden, Dave Pond. He won the World Championships at 17 years old back in 1965. Gemma Burden. Kirsten Penny's got to be up there somewhere. Yeah, women's Aaron Kirsten, says Timmy Mack. Stevie T has to be in the top 20. Stevie T is in the top 20. Where is he in the top 10? He is in the top 10, Stevie. I can reveal that much. But yeah, just before the final tomorrow, we'll announce the top 4s and then the top 20. And then on the Wednesday, the full database. Go James, go Pete, go Bryce, says Martin Maybury. Pete Stevenson, front 4. Grant Duggan down on 11 and 12. Strikes best strike. Anthony Simonson's down the bottom end of the house now, so I can't really tell you what he's doing. Tora Torgerson's going to be on the featured pair in this final game after this one. Greta Fosside and Owen Lebioda, who's the only one to have bowled 300 this week. And Timmy Mack, looking forward to seeing the list. Do you know what, Timmy? I'm going to send you it now, but don't tell anybody, because you're awesome. So I'm going to send you it right now, but don't tell anybody. Not really sure what Sloane's doing. I haven't seen him at all yet. He's been out of view. I think after this game I'll take 5 minutes to run down and collate some scores so that at least we can give you a rough idea of what's going on. I know you will, Tim. Right, I'm just gonna Facebook you it now. Two seconds. Just about there, Timmy. Sending it now. I think you'll see when you see the list. It's pretty obvious in a sense. Alright, there you go, Timmy. Don't anyone else ask for it. Only special people like Timmy Mack get to see it early because he's not English. Rob Thirlby's joined, Paul Williams. Well, you should be bowling, not watching. Yeah, I'll second that. Is that Lee Cocker on 11 and 12? It is. And he's gone strike, spare, turkey. So Pete Stevenson on a 279 pace now, just stepping up in frame 7. He's the pick of the players on this featured pair. Oh, and gets a strike. Combe Cloak struggling a little bit. 84 in the 5th with a spare in the 6th. Futner 76 with a double working. Timmy Mack says amazing talent all over the list, men's list and women's list. Some of the best to ever do it, and he was lucky to compete on the lanes with some of them. Yeah, you did. It's not an unsurprising list though, is it, Timmy? everybody that's in the positions they are, if you have a good think about it, it's probably about right. We devised a ranking system. PBA titles get like 20 points, as does World Championships and things like that. And we went all the way down to domestic results, which got 1 point, or if it was a home nation, I think they got 5 or 7 or something. It's all fairly done, and a lot of thought went into it. We did talk to the England coaches and set up, and a few other people, just to make sure we were on the same page as to the values of an event and which ones deserve more points than others, so to speak. But it's very balanced. We'll release it, and then later on we might release the actual ranking point system so people can work out how we've got to the conclusions we have. But I can't see anybody moaning with the list when they see it. Timmy says, no, it's very accurate. Will be exciting to watch the announcement. Thanks, Timmy. Top 4 right, though, aren't they, mate? When you think about it. Pete Stevenson on the 279 still. Chris Sloan then coming to play. He's down on 7 and 8 now, and he's going well. He's on a 290 pace. Spare and 5 in a row. Make that 6 in a row. The next squad, we'll get a look at Bernice Lim, who's got to be one of the favourites for the female event. Jo Cundy, the only lady I'm surprised not to see in the top 20 was Gemma Smith Ruffley. I was looking forward to seeing it. I'll be honest, Jo, she wasn't too far out of the 20. She's in the top 25. I mean, obviously, when you get from 21 up to 30, when you see the names, it's close. And of course, everyone look at their bio that we've got for each of the 800 players. We've got every result for each one on the bio. And we've got some big lists, haven't we? Jo Cundy, you've got a big list. I think I had you down as about 30 domestic titles years ago. I think I told you that. When I started doing this like a few years ago, I had you down for at least 30 domestic titles or more. Yeah, Basher, he gets 2,000 points for the only yak tournament he ever won. That's in it. Basher's in it. Can you believe it? We've even got yak results in there. Well, some of them, not all of them yet. Ron Oldfield should be top 4, says Paul Rhodes. I can probably reveal that Ron Oldfield would have had a lot more points had we included ISBT and some of the senior events, because their age bonus, they've not been included. It's caused a bit of a hoo-ha in my own county, but we're right, they're wrong. End of story. Welcome to Laura Ivory. Just coming up to the end of game 3 then. And on your featured pair, Peter Stevenson on 211 in the 9th, just had a split open. Colm Clark on 142 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. And James Futner 144 in the 7th with a spare in the 8th. Laura's on the list. Where is she? You will find out. Sloan adds another strike. And another one. And he's homing in on a 290. I'm not sure what he's had for his other games, but he's looking fairly relaxed, so he's probably having a couple of decent games. But he's gone spare and strikes all the way through to frame 9. Now there you go, Joe. We haven't got county wins in yet, because although we've got winners of counties, we don't have the lists of the teams that were playing at the time. So we can't add counties at the minute. We're obviously going to make note of it, and anybody that's selected, if they've won the counties 10 times, it will go towards their nomination. But we don't have counties in yet, but we do have a counties list of winners. But we need to kind of get into that and find out who played each year for the counties. It's far from complete and an ongoing project, but we're getting there a lot faster than we used to. This is game 3, Joe. Got one more game to go. And then we've got the second part of the final step 1 coming at 11:30, I think. It's going to be a late one. If you want to watch bowling tonight until 1 AM, you're in luck, because that's what we're doing. Pete Stevenson then, 241 with one more strike. Yeah, Joe, if you'd probably be leapfrogging a couple of players if we had the counties, but yeah, at the moment we can't do it until we get the... You can help with Surrey, because you'll know what the teams were for each year, but it's going to be difficult when we get into it. But we do want to include everything. Welcome to Map Chamberlain. Isn't this game 4? Not that I'm aware of. Sorry, you're right, it is game 4. Been chatting away that much. You're right, Kim, it is game 4. Right, give me a minute then, I'm going to quick run down and see some scores if I can get a rough idea of who's doing what, so bear with me. Okay, folks, I'm back. I didn't manage to get too many scores, but a 9.58 for Tora Torgerson's going to see him through. 9.85 for Pete Stevenson. I think he's going to be safely through. James Wigmore with 58 over. Glenn Richardson looks like he's about 20 or 30 over, 8.20ish. Anthony Simonson 268, 214, 167, 215. But he's going to be through with that, I would think. Timu Putkisto with 97 over. Laurie Sipler at 882, so 82 over. They were the only scores I was able to get. I didn't see Sloane Ranger's scores, but he was going well. So hopefully the scores are going to come in pretty quick. But we'll be back in about 45 minutes time for the next block. So we'll have the scores for then, if they don't already turn up on the website. But keep watching 10pinbowling.ie for the latest results. And if they're not up there by the time we get back in 45 minutes, I will give you the full list. Right, thanks everybody for watching this block. We're going to knock off the stream now and prepare the next one. We'll be back in about... I think what time will we be due on? Oh no, it said an hour, 11:30, so we might be getting on early. Let me double check what time we're coming back with Sean Kennedy. Yeah, 11:15 we'll be back, so 45 minutes time. We should have a full list of who has bowled well and who hasn't, who's sweating, and we'll have the next block to find out who's going to make up the advancing players. So we'll be back very soon. Don't go away.